I'm Jeffrey Villadwan, and the Khwarezm campaign in Broken Crescent 2.3.2 on very hard. The campaign AI by GrandViz is very much alive. This is the original campaign AI. We've had plenty of battles, and there are more to come while we're waiting for the Mongol invasion. We are in game turn 81 in the year 1214, and the Mongols must be around the corner. We have taken Kabul and Ghazni. Shah Muhammad is in Kabul with much of our field army. We also have a strong force in Ghazni. The rest of our settlements have mostly skeleton garrisons. Here's Shah Muhammad the Killer in Kabul, and he's gone out to confront one of the enemy forces that were roaming around the land of Gore. So here's again Shah Muhammad the Killer with his army. He has a lot of horse archers with him. I will not show you the entire battle. It wasn't anything to write home about. We filled our enemies' bodies with arrows.
Victory is ours. A victory both righteous and well-deserved. It cannot be said otherwise.
So, we won a great victory. We lost 57 men. And here are the results. Our two commands did very well. One of my favorite units, if not my favorite unit of this game. So we offer the prisoners for ransom. But the Ghurids Sultan does not ransom the prisoners, so they were executed.
Such is the fate of all infidels who face them.
Yes, great Shah.
Yes.
So that's Shah Muhammad the Killer. Here he is with his great stats. He's also building up his authority. He's now also closer to the capital, so that helps. We're making about 70,000 gold per turn. We have hired our first unit of Rajput elephant archers. We've hired them in Multan, where we have a general that has low hiring costs, has special traits. So we built a little Mazdian ghetto. That's a Zoroastrian ghetto. Unfortunately, our Shahzadeh Mankubanu, our faction heir, has died. We have a new faction heir, Abdul Malik. And we've slipped down to position 3 in the charts. We've been overtaken by the Turks and the Kingdom of Jerusalem.
Sultan, a most honorable victory.
And following our last victory, we now have also a new general.
Sultan! Infidels to kill, Sultan!
So here's a general called Akinci.
Our enemies will suffer.
Akinci.
Yes.
And another force there, so we're gathering our forces to take over the rest of the Ghurid towns.
Kill, Sultan.
Here's again our Shah. He's attacked a small force outside Kabul.
Despite being an infidel, I respect you in battle.
We're not infidels, we're the same religion, we're both Sunnis. So, there's been a war now between the Chowan and the Paramara Rajputs. And we have retrained some light units in Peshawar. We also have a general there with low hiring costs. We also have retrained our own one and only unit of Khwarezmian Karas Cataphractic Horse Archers. What a mouthful. They are in Firuzku. We had them since the beginning of the campaign, but we could not retrain them. We can only retrain them once we've taken Firuzku. That's a little bit unusual. We have a minareted Sunni masjid in Herat, and finally we have news from the east. More news from the east as merchants tell us that the mighty warlord Genghis Khan has smashed the power of the Chinese and captured their capital Beijing in a bloody siege. They tell of grim and unspeakable atrocities meted out on the residents of all those cities that defied the Mongols. Such tales are surely gross exaggerations. So I need to correct some of the text. I am doing it. Been doing it the last couple of days, so I'm working on the text. Some of this text was written by people who either were not very careful or did not speak English as their first language. So let us continue. So we are still in position 3 now in game turn 83, and we are laying siege on Bamiyan, as well as we are preparing to lay siege on Gardes, another one of the Ghorid cities. So one of our spies, Begi Mingboni, is about to go into Gardes using the old tied up man trick. This guard must be very drunk. So we sneaked our spy into Gardes. Spies and assassins are quite effective in this version of Broken Crescent.
From the shadows, we shall be watching.
So our spy is in Gardes, and he's causing quite a little bit of public unrest, of civil disorder. That's a good plan. Seems Gardes already has an issue with civil unrest, and they have some junior Golem horse archers there, which is a very good unit, and some infantry, but not much.
Sultan, how may I serve, Sultan? Orders.
Our enemy has units roaming around the land of Gore. They are going between Bamiyan and Gardes, but they are stranded in the middle.
Sultan, how may I serve, Sultan?
We have a few units, mostly infantry, in Ghazni.
Orders. How may I serve, Sultan?
We also have some of those Turkoman horse archers.
How may I serve, Sultan? Na'am.
And we're bringing reinforcements to get rid of those units outside Kabul so we can move our armies around. You see, we have another general in Kabul.
How may I serve, Sultan?
There will be much honor in defeating you, noble infidel.
And there are 3 Ghorid armies outside Kabul, but 2 of them are very weak. There's another army roaming the country. And so we attacked that army outside Kabul with 2 of our generals. First we attacked this single general without a bodyguard. He had a reinforcing army by another general and some infantry and cavalry. We killed one of the enemy generals, General Mujib, and we in the end routed our enemy with relatively light casualties, 128 men. Our Turkoman tribal cavalry carried off the victory as usual. General Mujib was actually taken prisoner, but he was not ransomed, so we had to behead him. Such is the fate of all those who oppose Shah Muhammad.
A most honorable victory!
So we're now laying siege on Bamiyan and Gardes.
Infidels to kill, Sultan!
Shah Muhammad the Killer is outside Bamiyan with our field army and a smaller forces laying siege on Gardes.
Sultan. Na'am.
There's this little small unit, depleted unit of cataphracts. We just send them to Bukhara for retraining. That's why they're there. They are not interested in taking part in the battle. So, we're moving off from game turn 83 to game turn 84. We're in the year 1215 now. The Mongols have a probabilistic chance to arrive from 1215 to about 1218 or so. So they're around the corner. A diplomat from the Seljuks of Iraq has reached Multan. Another diplomat of the Seljuks of Iraq is outside Hormuz. I'm not sure what they're doing. And I made this mistake again. I attacked with two armies, a small army and a big army. And what did the AI do? It attacked, sallied out and attacked the small army. So sneaky. And so Shah Muhammad has a massive army, and the Gurris sally out and attack this little army that has these stupid units. I wanted to get an extra general or something from by attacking with a small army. And now they're going to face the weight of the enemy attack. And look at the enemy army, it's vast compared to this. They have some good units. They have some of those Gurrid axemen who are excellent. They have some missile cavalry. They have all kinds of stuff. So our reinforcements are arriving, but these guys will have to hurry up and find a good place to defend themselves, because they are soon going to be in trouble. So they're just abandoning their siege engines, their siege craft. They're already under fire from the enemy horse archers, and they're running and running. You just don't run fast enough. Just the enemy horse archers are causing enough trouble already. So here are those glorious looking heavy Gurrid axemen at the very front. They are running towards our army. Just them are trouble enough. And then there are various other units coming out. They have some very heavy spearmen who can also fight as swordsmen. Just behind the axemen. Oh guys, hurry up! They must have crapped their pants or something. Move it! Move it! My goodness! I mean, the axemen are almost upon them. They are not too far behind. You have to hurry up, people. How are these axemen running so fast? Here they are. There's another unit a little bit to the side, and then there's these heavy spearmen after them.
For the moment, the fickle smile of fortune shines upon us. Pray, this is a portent of a victory.
Okay, Shah Muhammad has come in with his army, but he's miles away. He literally is like miles away, literally. He's at the very far corner of this map. He'll never get in time. Fortunately, he had a lot of horse archers, so the horse archers got here. And they are helping us out because we are so hard pressed here. And one good thing that happened is we had some javelin men that kept routing, but they managed to throw a few spears, killed some of the enemy bodyguards of the enemy general. And then we had this reasonably good unit of lancers. They charged the enemy general, caused heavy casualties in his bodyguard, and then they got stuck in melee. But now there are about 70 of them, and the enemy general has about 10 men left with him. And these men are armed with batons. I suppose they are maces. And they seem to be winning.
Our ladders have reached the walls. May our brave lions strike these curs who hide behind them.
So we're doing okay here. Finally, on this side, the infantry that was with Shah Muhammad has arrived. He had a lot of our Sogdian axemen, but they won't get to participate in the battle. They just arrived too late. So here's that unit of Decant Lancers. They've chased off the enemy general. Somehow the enemy general managed to just disappear. I don't know how he managed that. Our infantry here are hard pressed. They're fighting much superior enemy infantry. But we charged enemy infantry.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men. General lies dead.
With our Decant Lancers. We also killed the enemy general. He charged our Sogdian axemen on his own, or maybe with just one bodyguard, I think, and so he was slain. The fighting here continues. Our men here are doing a very brave stand. They were outmatched in terms of quality. They really had no quality, but they managed to survive. At least some of the units, one of the units managed to survive, one or two units, very depleted. Anyway, so here we routed another one of those heavy enemy spearmen, these gored spearmen. They are very heavy, some sort of Askari spearmen. Now they're being routed and taken prisoner. We already have some of our Sogdian axemen inside Bamiyan. The fighting out here continues. The enemy has brought, looks like they have brought some heavy archers outside. We are harassing them with our missile cavalry, our Turkomans. And they've been broken. So our enemy now just has a few men left in the town plaza. We are harassing them with arrows. They are holding their ground. I'm using in this video clip Reshade, which is a graphics mod, to liven up the graphics a little bit. Our archers are not doing much. They're shooting everywhere other than on the enemy soldiers. So some of our cavalry now is about to enter the town plaza. I should have been using Reshade, this graphic mod, from the very beginning, but I was just rushing through the campaign in the beginning. Although I was saving video clips, I just had no time for pretty stuff. But I'll try to do some better graphics from now on for this campaign, especially when the Mongols arrive. So we keep pelting these people with arrows, but the arrows land anywhere other than on the gored soldiers. And the gored soldiers are not, there are 2 guns who are heavy and 2 who are light. Okay, more missile cavalry has come into the plaza. Kill this guy, end the battle? No. Absent-minded cavalryman. They killed him the cowardly way with arrows.
Victory is ours. A victory both righteous and well-deserved. It cannot be said otherwise.
So, we lost a lot of men, but it's lucky that small force on the other side did not get completely wiped out. So, there you hear the results. Obviously, our Turkoman tribal cavalry did very well. They carried off the victory as usual. We'll see 552 men. Our enemy lost almost twice as many, so that's not too bad. We've taken Bamiyan.
Long live the warriors of Islam! Allah, the most merciful, has delivered us victory!
So we sacked the settlement, made about 9,000 gold. And our enemy side is out of Gardes as well. That's not so clever. Because here we have a lot of cavalry. In fact, we have only cavalry and plenty of horse archers. Our enemy does have some horse archers, but he's outnumbered almost something like 4-1 in horse archers. So it's not a very good move from the AI. And the odds are strange.
Inshallah, we shall all find a way to an honorable victory!
As I said, the odds are based a lot on numbers. And the game does not take into account that one side may have a lot of cavalry. It doesn't take into account whether you have cavalry or not. It just adds up the stats. And somehow it thinks that it has a better army. I don't see this. However you calculate it, I don't see how the AI could have a better army. But I did some tests and it looks like it's a combination of the stats, attack, defense and charge, including missile attack, all of that stat added together, and then the numbers multiplied or something by the number. And somehow the AI calculated in this way that it has a stronger army. I find it hard to believe. So we are skirmishing around them with our Turkomans. The Turkomans can do a shooting circle, whereas the Ghulams cannot do a shooting circle, although they are a much better unit that cannot do a shooting circle. And so here the enemy cavalry, those Ghulams, have been engaged with some of our units, including some of our light Pashtun cavalry, those Afghan raiders. We charged them also here with a general, we just surrounded them.
Our foe fights with horns made of clay. We are winning the battle.
Khwarezm is in the background.
Praise be to Allah! The enemy's general lies dead. Now his men can sense their doom upon them.
So the enemy general has been slain, and his unit is fighting to the death. He fought to the death, I guess. They're all dead now. So he made the mistake to separate himself from the rest of the army, the enemy army. Of course, we drew them out with our horse archers, so it can happen in reality, this sort of thing. It happened a lot. The Turks did this a lot to their enemies. They drew out the cavalry by pelting them with arrows, and then they ambushed them and destroyed those cavalrymen that had charged ahead. So here this enemy infantry unit is charging our horse archers, who are doing a shooting circle. We are shooting at them from both sides. And we have one unit already heading for the town plaza, while the rest of our missile cavalry is fighting or shooting at those infantrymen that have sallied out.
My lord, our men are in command of the city.
And now the clock is ticking. Our cavalry continues to skirmish the enemy infantry. The enemy infantry managed to catch one of our cavalry units. This often happens. They don't always skirmish very well if you put them on skirmish mode.
Victory is well within our grasp. In time our foe will surely see this and lose heart.
They've been harassed by arrow fire. They seem to have made up their mind to go back to Khwarezm. It's a little too late now. We've filled their backs with arrows. They're not broken. I guess they're just retreating.
All praise to Allah. You have left our enemy lost. They run like children. Scour them from the field.
But they broke eventually.
The enemy must curse the day they were born. Let all the poets write of this most wondrous triumph.
We lost 70 men, mostly because of the enemy junior Ghulam horse archers. And as usual, our Turkomans did very well, so did our general. An heroic victory by Kamaluddin ibn Mahmud. And that was the end of this episode, episode 10. We're in the year 1215. Thank you for watching.